Hey guys, we are back to show you another one-of-a-kind shed we just completed. This is a really unique building and could be used for a home office, an art room, a man cave, or even just a place to store your garden tools in. If you have been considering purchasing a shed or even wanting to build your own, then stick around and watch us build this one. We're going to show you the entire process from start to finish. You're also going to get all sorts of different ideas you can add to your own building, and maybe watching us put this one together will inspire you to get that next project of yours going sooner rather than later. This isn't your typical shed. It's an 8x10 with a 4-foot overhang and deck, which will make the overall size 12x10. It's going to have 2 open dormers to give it a really customized look, radiant barrier on the walls and ceiling to keep it cooler, windows, a steel base, and a horizontal cottage lap siding. As you can see, we are using steel for the main frame of the shed. There's a few advantages to using steel. If your area is level, we can set the steel directly on the ground. This will help give the building a really clean, finished look, making it look more like a permanent structure on a foundation than just a shed out in the backyard. The steel is galvanized as well, so rusting and corroding shouldn't be an issue. The ground had a little bit of slope, so we used a combination of concrete blocks and cedar wedges to make sure the floor is nice and level. The walls are 2x4, 16-inch on center, and have headers above the door and window, and are just under 7 feet tall. We could have gone with a taller 8-foot wall, but the 7-foot will be plenty spacious and help not to make the shed overpower the backyard. For siding, we are using horizontal cottage lap. It's not an exact match to our customer's home, but it's a good way to keep the overall cost of the project down, and it will still tie in nicely. But before we start attaching it, we will use some 2x4s to brace the walls and get them level. We are wrapping the walls with radiant barrier. This material deflects the rays of the sun instead of absorbing them, which in turn will help keep the building much cooler, especially on those hot summer days. If you go into a shed without this material and then into one that has it, you can feel the temperature difference right away. So if you plan on spending much time working in your shed, or just like the idea of your belongings staying cooler, then this might be a really great option to go with. If you are enjoying the video, then please hit that like button. It would be much appreciated. We have been dealing with some pretty extreme temperatures. It has been over 100 degrees for over 9 days in a row, and today's high is supposed to be a whopping 106 degrees. We got an early start and are trying to work as efficiently as possible to finish in a timely manner and beat the heat. Wearing large sun hats and spraying ourselves off with the hose helps quite a bit, but still makes for a really challenging day. We typically space the trusses out 24-inch on center, but because this building will have 2 open dormers, we are doubling them up. This will add extra strength to the roof frame and give us more material to nail the dormers and roof decking into. The underside of the roof decking will have the same radiant barrier material we used on the walls, but we don't have to roll it out and attach it. It comes already glued on the underside of the decking straight from the factory. To make the process go as smooth and efficient as possible, and keep our time on the job site to a minimum, we try to do as much of the prep work days before we arrive on site. We frame the walls, pre-cut our trim and siding, and even pre-paint materials. This will be especially nice on these dormers, considering all the different cuts and angles needed to make them look awesome. If we prep them properly, it should just be a matter of sliding them into place and nailing them down. The open dormers are not only going to make this building look very custom and unique, but they will also bring in a ton of natural light from the windows that will be in them as well. A little bit of a tricky cut. A tricky one, all right. Can I get the framing gun and those like utility looking ribs? This building is really starting to come together and look awesome. It's going to be such a great addition to the backyard. It will also make for a great view from the patio and make for such easy access getting things in and out of it. The door is a full 48 inches wide and has 4 heavy-duty hinges along with a keyed handle. We use a diamond-plated threshold so you won't chip up the floor decking and siding as you're bringing things in and out, which makes for a nice finishing touch. Even though the shed and dormers aren't huge, there's still lots of little details to them, which take time and experience to make it look nice, and also make sure it's watertight and done correctly. Now it's time to start working on the deck. We are using pressure treated for the frame and then installing a composite material over the top. We are also using hidden fasteners so you won't really see a whole lot of screws. This will give it a really clean finish. Working in the 100+ degree weather wasn't easy, but we got the job done and are all wrapped up. This building turned out awesome, and our customers are super excited to start using it. Thanks so much for watching. Please make sure to like the video and leave a comment. We would sure appreciate it.